Welcome back to Desert Sun Crypto. I'm your host, the Desert Sun. This is part two of my good news, bad news. In the first video, part one, I was just showing you the good news that's out there in the cryptocurrency space, and the bad news, which we refer to as FUD. And the point I'm making with this and just showing you both is just showing you that on any given day, you can read the news and pull from the same source, meaning not the actual writer, but from the media outlet, and it's going to have two different views on things going on, and depending on what you come across, you're going to read these. Now, why is this important? It's important because you have to weigh the good with the bad. And I'll tell you, there are some, uh, so there are some bad things that happen. Ultimately, at the end of the day, not financial advice, not financial advisor. You need to do your research and make sure you're looking as much as you can in this space. Ultimately, make the best judgment for yourself where you're going to put your money. So, let's get to it. From CNBC, more than 90 million in cryptocurrency stolen after a top Japanese exchange is hacked. This did happen. And we're seeing this happen more and more. We've heard this happen for a couple months. Red flags going up that there's going to be hacks in the cryptocurrency space. Japanese cryptocurrency exchange Liquid said of its digital currency wallets that some of its digital currency wallets have been compromised. Elliptic, a blockchain analytics company, said about 97 million cryptocurrencies have been received by hackers. Its second major crypto heist to take place in a little over a week. The other being uh, the one with about 600 million. Japanese cryptocurrency exchange Liquid said Thursday it had been hit by a cyber attack that saw hackers make off with 97 million worth of digital coins. In Liquid Global's official Twitter, they say, "We're sorry to announce that Liquid Global warm wallets." Now, for those of you who don't know, on the exchange, you can keep your money, uh, your crypto asset monies, your cryptocurrency. Sorry, I can't talk. In the exchange and leave it there. That has always said that um, that if someone's going to hack, that's where they're going to get money from. They encourage you to use a warm wallet, which is separate from the exchange and requires, more mechanisms in place, a two-factor method of, retrieving the wallet, getting access to it. So this is pretty significant that it's a warm wallet being compromised. Um, you also have cold wallets out there, like Nano Ledger, where you can move your crypto assets to. So again, so I don't confuse anyone, the exchange is going to have and be the place where it shows your crypto assets. They are held by whatever the exchange is that is holding them for you, them holding it for you. If you move to a warm wallet, it puts you in control of access to that. However, what we're seeing here is that if they were hacked, it's going to put a lot of things into question. Going down below, Liquid ranks among the top 20 crypto exchanges globally by daily trading volumes, processing more than 133 million of transactions in the last 24 hours, according to Coin Market Cap, which and where I get most of my data. And again, they mentioned the 600 million digital tokens taken from the Poly network last week. So certainly, something to stay vigilant of. But again, it's not forcing me to walk away from this space. Politico, massive wake up call. Crypto faces growing legal crackdown. Well, don't you say? Over the past month alone, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Commodity Futures Trade Commission, and the Treasury Department announced more than 120 million penalties aimed at digital currency exchanges and other service providers that officials said weren't complying with federal markets regulations and anti-money laundering requirements. Several states also escalated their own crypto enforcement crackdowns this summer. This is something that we have seen and we've been increasingly seeing, and we know that regulation is coming. Um, so it should come as no surprise that there will be fines, and as Gary Gensler said, the Wild West of cryptocurrency is slowly getting sheriffed one by one. We're going to see some more regulations, and with those regulations comes clarity on everybody's end, from the exchanges and the government, on finding out what it is, how someone's going to get penalized. So ultimately, those who are investing and those that are allowing the investing to happen, which are the exchanges and the actual companies in the space, are ultimately all going to be on the same page. From Charlie Cooper, former CFTC chief operating, who's now with the firm R3, this should serve as a massive wake-up call for all in the crypto industry. A policy or a posture of ignoring Washington or showing disdain for Washington will ultimately be failed strategy. I completely agree. That is ultimately why my focus and where I'm going to kind of go with this is to really focus on the politics and the economics of cryptocurrency, and whether we like to ignore it or not, or say that we're our own entity in the space, we've got our own money, we're free to pick and choose what we want. Yes, again, you're going to start to see this happening not only here but elsewhere. So, jumping over, Compass Mining says Chase shut down bank accounts without warning. Now, this is really interesting. Came out of CoinDesk. The accounts held approximately 7% of the company's cash, which Compass has now been able to access. Let's get down to what they actually had to say. Whit Gibbs, Bitcoin Broski, said, shout out to Chase for shutting down Compass Mining accounts, for doing our part to replace the old guard with self-sovereign, future-focused supporters of hard money. Get behind Bitcoin or get out of the way. According to Gibbs, Compass learned about the account closures when its COO, Jameson Nunny, visited a local branch in Ohio to make a transaction, was told by an employee that the company's account has been frozen for the day and that Chase would be holding the money until August 27th. The accounts had approximately 7% of the company's cash. This is the first time Chase has closed accounts belonging to crypto-related companies. I guarantee you it will not be the last. This is going to be a really interesting tango of banks' behavior and the rise in cryptocurrency. And I do call it a tango because right now it does seem competitive, but it's starting to get into having some unintended consequences, namely locking a company out of its 7% money that they had in the bank. All this being said, we talk about adoption. There's an adoption index provided by Chainalysis, and this is from a CNBC article, and I'll show you. I actually went to Chainalysis to get it. But if you hover over any of the countries, it's going to show you on a scale of 0 to 2 where countries are at with regard to their adoption of cryptocurrency, and there's a number of factors that they had. Global adoption, this is what I thought was interesting, of cryptocurrency has taken off in the last year, up 881%, with Vietnam, India, and Pakistan firmly in the lead. This is so fascinating. So, where's the United States at? We're at 0.22. They gave a score of 1 to Vietnam, perfect score. Some of the other countries to look at: China behind us, 1.6. Russia, not 1.6, 0.16. Russia, 0.14. We've got Brazil at 0.16. Canada at 0.09, Mexico at 0.06. So ultimately, if you go around, darker color is going to be the closest to 1, lighter furthest or closest to 0. Chainalysis had and listed the top 20 indexes, with Vietnam at the top, followed by India, Pakistan, Ukraine, Kenya, Nigeria, Venezuela, and the United States. Those wrapping it up are Togo, Argentina, Colombia, Thailand, China, Brazil, Philippines, South Africa, Ghana, Russia, Tanzania, and Afghanistan, for crying out loud. Now, when it came down to a couple of the three determinants were on-chain value received, on-chain retail value received, and peer-to-peer exchange trade volume. Vietnam was the only one in the top 10 to meet all three categories, and for all three categories to be in the top 5. The United States had two of the three, as did Ukraine. Both of those were the on-chain value received. The one where they were lacking, where the United States actually falls to 109th, is the peer-to-peer exchange trade volume. I wonder what coins or adoptions are on the horizon that are going to change that, because if you think about it, right now, there is a push by a lot of companies like what's the I'm drawing a blank. The I know what I was going to say. The PayPal's and the Venmos, they are having a push where you can, right at the time, transfer Bitcoin, and we see a lot of those exchanges for peer to peer starting to go in that direction. We'll see what happens with regulation, but ultimately, here's where you're going to go to check out a lot of this information. So that wraps it up on the FUD end of the news. But I wanted to show you, what the truth is with adoption globally. So shout out to Chainalysis providing that. That's all I've got. Thank you for tuning in to Desert Sun Crypto. Have a wonderful one, and I will see you here soon.